you very much, and hello everyone. My name is Fabian. I'm CEO and co-founder of Keyless, the leading provider of privacy-preserving biometric authentication. Do you remember the last time you had to reset one of your passwords? Or you struggled to recover access to your bank account? Maybe your bank even sent you a letter with an activation code to validate your identity. All of this isn't surprising because authentication and the way we authenticate people today is fundamentally broken. And that just doesn't have an impact on the user experience, which is frustrating. It also drives a lot of cost. Cost from rising account takeover fraud, phishing, SIM swapping, social engineering, the threats of AI, which just increase that trend on the negative side. We believe biometric authentication offers a solution to tackle that challenge. However, existing ways of authenticating people today through biometrics have fundamental limitations. On the one side, there's the device-native or local biometric approach. Think of Face ID of your iPhone, which doesn't really authenticate you, the person. It rather unlocks access to your device. The bank has no idea who you are. You can dispute a transaction. No one could prove it. On the other side, there's the server-side biometric approach that truly authenticates the individual behind the device and verifies our identities. But it comes with the big risk of having to store all the sensitive information in a central honeypot. But what if there's a way that would combine the benefits of those existing approaches without introducing their limitations? At Keyless, we're excited to pioneer a novel approach to biometric authentication that we call zero-knowledge biometrics that allows us to assure the genuine identity of the user and truly authenticate the individual behind the device without ever storing biometric data. So there's no biometric template, there's no PIN, password, or key that we persistently store on the user's device, but neither is any of that sensitive information stored server-side. But with one look into the camera of any device, we're transforming the user's face into a cryptographic key that can be used for a one-time action to log in, to sign a payment, to recover an account, after which that secret disappears. So you could use this capability to continuously assure user identity across the entire lifecycle. And this starts from the initial enrollment, where we can seamlessly tie into existing identity verification flows. So when you open an account and you would capture a selfie as part of that account opening process, we can reuse that selfie and register a user without having to request another selfie to register that user into Keyless. To protect login events, to protect high-risk actions, think of changing your address information, your transfer limit, to confirm payments or sign transactions, so there's no need for SMS OTP codes, there's no need for those second token or secure banking apps that many of you may be using today, to bind new devices and activate new devices that you tie to your account, or to recover your account fully self-service. One of the many banks that's using Keyless is Intesa Sanpaolo in Italy, the largest bank in the country, who we're helping on their digital transformation. And the business case here, it's clear. It's predominantly based around three levers. One, it's a reduction in account takeover fraud. There's no more phishing or SIM swapping because we tie that authentication to the genuine person performing that action. It also leads to massive operational efficiency, or in other words, cost reduction or savings, specifically with a reduction in call center volume, because the majority of those calls that are requested have to do with password resets, PIN resets, forgotten lost devices that we can automate fully. There's also no more need to send SMS OTPs as the predominant means for secure authentication, which on the flip side also increases approval rates because you don't have to block high-risk or suspicious actions because you can assure that it is the person authenticating at that very moment. To give you an idea of how that looks and feels like, this is a user flow of a user adding a new device to their account where they download the app from a new device. They put in their personal code. So this could be any unique identifier, your email address, your social security number. The user is requested to put in their PIN. The user remembers this PIN in this flow. Otherwise, they could reset that PIN with Keyless. And we're now approving this device activation through the Keyless biometric flow, where the user looks into the camera. We're performing a passive liveness check, so we assure it's a real human, not a video, not a selfie or deepfake. You see the user doesn't have to do anything, no smiling, no nodding, no head movements, no colors, and the person is authenticated. With that, a few words of ourselves. So we are a European business. We're working with many banks across Europe, in the US and Asia Pac. We're fully certified. But we also partner with a breadth of companies in the broader identity and fraud ecosystem and can seamlessly tie into existing flows. So with that, thank you very much for your attention. If you think it's time to get rid of the PIN or password, very happy to connect. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much for the presentation. Just imagine you have a magic key, and then you don't put it in your pocket, and then it just built like as who you are without any trace. So my first question to you will be, what's the difference between you and Face ID?
Yeah, it's a great question. So with Face ID, what we're doing is that we are enrolling and we're matching against a face or a template that is locally stored on the device. We all think it's biometric authentication, and it is. But all we do is that we unlock access to the device that we're using. We're not truly authenticating the person behind the device. You could put anyone's face onto your phone. If you lose your phone, you have to register your face again. So if you dispute a transaction, no one knows whether that's you or not. So if you go try, you'll probably get the money back if it doesn't exceed a certain threshold. So it doesn't really provide a secure mechanism of assuring identity, especially for high-risk actions that require this approach.
Great. And how about if I lost my account? How do I recover it?
Yeah, so with keyless, you could think of that capability as a form of a Face ID that isn't stored on the device, but securely in the cloud, with the difference to other server-side biometric systems that the data that we store is no longer considered personal identifiable information or biometric data, which isn't just a claim that we're making that's actually confirmed by European regulators. And we're live in countries like Italy without requesting user consent for the data to be stored, because we're transforming it in a way that it no longer considers the data that we store biometric information. So it doesn't really matter which device that you're using, because you can authenticate against a Face ID-like capability that isn't bound to the device that you're using.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
So if any one of you imagine yourself in this story, you know who to go to.